Hey guys, I think you'll agree with me when I say that this year has been crazy. And that's an understatement. And unfortunately, a lot of people in the world have been affected by what's going on in the economy right now. So if you or anyone you know is looking for a job or their next career opportunity, then this video is for you. Today, we're gonna talk about how to job hunt in the new normal. Hello YouTube, thank you for dropping by. It's just Chris here and welcome to the vlog where I talk about lifestyle, finances, and wellness in a practical way. And maybe some random vlogs as well. If you find content like this valuable, then please do subscribe for more tips and tricks for everyday living. Again, this video goes out to everyone who's been affected by layoffs, retrenchments, or business closures during what's happening in the world right now. And I sincerely hope that this video helps you in some way. In my career so far, I've been on both sides of the table, both as an interviewee and an interviewer. And I've learned some things that might help you find your next job. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, keep track of all of your achievements. If you're like most people on the workforce, chances are you are focused on the hustle and bustle of everyday work and life. Work it! And while you might be performing at the peak of your job, career, or business, of course, don't forget to keep track of all of your achievements. A good practice is to set aside time every 6 to 12 months to update your list of achievements. For example, I personally update my list of achievements every mid-year and year-end. Even if you're not actively looking for a job, it's always a good idea to keep your resume or CV updated anyway, so that you don't forget your achievements later on. Another good practice is to have 2 different documents, a CV and a resume. But what's the difference? While they're usually interchangeable, strictly speaking, a CV is a longer document that details more information about your education, your work achievements, certifications, publications, and skills. On the other hand, a resume is usually a 2-page summary of your achievements that should be tailored to fit a particular job you are applying for. So a CV is like a laundry list of everything you've done, and a resume is more of a highlight reel. The next thing you want to do is to optimize your social media. Nowadays, everything and everyone is online.
My mom?
Yes.
My teachers?
Yes.
My grandparents?
Surprisingly, yes. Company recruiters and headhunters are using social media more and more nowadays for their recruitment efforts. And that's exactly why you should also update and optimize your social media presence as well. A popular platform is LinkedIn. It's basically like Facebook but for professionals.
Professionals.
You can make an account, upload your resume, update your profile, and even scan through different job postings. But it doesn't stop there. Aside from having a LinkedIn account, you also need to optimize it by updating your profile to reflect your latest list of achievements, using searchable keywords instead of company-specific jargon, and of course, expanding your social network as well. In all of my career moves in the past, I've always had success in using LinkedIn. Again, even if you're not currently actively looking for a job, it's always a good idea to keep your profile updated. The next thing you want to do is to have a target job description. The sad reality is that not everyone has the luxury of picking and choosing what job they want to apply for. Unfortunately, in this situation, in the new normal that we're experiencing right now, some people will need to take any job they can find in order to provide for themselves and their families. And that's totally okay for now. In the future, if you can, take some time to think about what you want your career to be. Do you want to be a specialist and have a deep understanding of one specific role? Or do you want to be a generalist with very broad and varied experiences? Do you like what you're doing now, or do you want to change career paths? At the end of the day, you have to plan for what you want in your career and have an end goal for yourself.
Wow, pressure.
After you've answered some of these questions, target and apply for those jobs with roles and responsibilities that are aligned with your goal. After following the few tips earlier in the video, chances are you've gotten yourself an interview or 2.
Nice one.
And now it's time to ace the interview. And this part I cannot stress enough. The secret to a great interview is practice, practice, practice. To ace an interview, you really need to nail down 2 things: what you answer and how you answer it. You can prepare what to answer by going online and searching for practice interview questions. I will leave a link down below for the one I use for practicing. Once you have a good idea of what the interview questions may be, it's good to prepare an answer to each of them.
Better safe than sorry.
And the next thing you need to nail down is how to answer these interview questions. And there's no other way around it. It's really about practicing. The more you practice, either alone or with someone else standing in as the interviewer, the more comfortable, confident, and ready you'll be for the actual interviews. The next thing you want to do is highlight your attitude as well as your skills. When you talk to any recruiter or interviewer, it's a good idea to also highlight your attitude as well as your skills. For a lot of companies and hiring managers, attitude is just as important as skill, if not even more important.
Really?
They want to know how you're going to tackle something you know nothing about, or maybe work with a team that you've never worked with before. The logic behind this is that skill can usually be taught, while attitude is a bit harder to change. Highlight things like your attitude towards learning, your collaborative nature, or your positive mindset.
But don't make sinungaling, ha?
Another thing I've learned in my career is to play the odds. 100 companies could say no to you, but you only need one to say yes. Finding a job, especially nowadays, is like finding a needle in a haystack. The more haystacks you check, the more needles you could potentially find.
What?
Whatever. Just remember to play the odds. The more entries you send, the more chances of winning. The more jobs you apply to, the more people you network with, and the more interviews you have, the better the chances are for you to land one of them. Again, it's a numbers game. Don't focus on the 100 companies that said no, but focus on the 1 or 2 or few that say yes. Now you might be wondering, are these tips even effective? Well, for me, they are. This is basically my entire framework for job hunting. All my career moves, including my job in Singapore, were guided by the things and tips I've discussed. So there you go. A few things that might help you find your next opportunity. If you know anyone who's been affected by the economic situation in our new normal today, please go ahead and share them this video. If there's anything I missed out or anything you want to ask, leave them in the comment section down below. And finally, if you find content like this valuable, please like and subscribe for more tips and tricks for everyday living. Bye!